Hey, it's Danielle from Black Business Boom and Black on Nashville, and we are live with our industry expert, Cory Beal. Today, we're going to be talking about disability insurance, and I know this is not a sexy topic that you all really are like, "Ooh, I just got to tune in and learn about disability insurance," but you need to because it is an important topic. It's something that we need to know about, especially if you're self-employed, especially if you're planning on being self-employed or making that transition to being self-employed. You need to tune in, share this with someone who might be self-employed, because again, when we're working our jobs, we cover. They give us disability insurance. We sign off on that. But when we walk away from that job, it's up to us to make sure that we're fully covered and protected for everything. And so Cory is our man when it comes to doing that. And today we're going to be focusing on disability insurance. Hey, Cory, how are you?
I am doing well, Danielle, man. I can't complain. How about yourself?
I feel fantastic, other than my allergies trying to take me out. But
Right.
I'm happy to be here, happy to be learning from you. Let's go ahead and jump in. Tell us, what do we need to know about making sure that we are covered in the case that something happens to us?
Well, one of the main reasons I'm happy we're doing this live today is because next month in May is Disability Insurance Awareness Month. And this is something that we really got to talk about. Like you said earlier, no, it's not a sexy topic. But what's not sexy is being caught unprepared, right? So disability insurance, like I've said it before, but I say it again. The number one reason you want to add disability insurance, especially if you're self-employed, is because the number one job of disability insurance is to protect your most important asset. Now, most people think you hear a lot of financial consultants and other brokers tell you that your most important asset is your house. Well, that's actually wrong. Your most important asset is not your home. That may be your home is more than likely going to be your biggest purchase as it comes to assets that you're going to collect or accrue over time. But your most important asset is your ability to earn income.
Mm.
That's your most important asset. It is the ability to earn income. Disability insurance is designed to protect your income.
Mm. Okay.
And that's what people don't know, right? We don't talk about that part, the ability to earn income. And I got some surprising statistics that's going to shock you. So disability insurance, what'll happen is it will help protect a portion of your paycheck from an unexpected illness or injury that keeps you from working. COVID, unexpected, right?
Right. Right.
Walking down. So this past Sunday on Easter, me and my son both got into a near fatal car accident. Driving down Old Franklin Road. If you know about Old Franklin Road, the little small road that leads to Publix on Murfreesboro Road, this car literally was in my lane, going the opposite, and he looked up, and next thing I know, we're side by side. He almost ran me off the road. That could have been an unexpected accident, right? My
Yeah.
son
Yeah.
made a left-hand turn. When he was trying to make his left-hand turn, a gentleman in Chicago went straight through the light. His car totaled. That's an unexpected accident. And I'm saying this because you may not be the reason for accidents or things that's unexpected. And
Right.
that's why most people don't get disability insurance. They don't get life insurance because they think they're in control. You're only in control on what you do, not what the universe throw at you, not whatever illness is out here, and not what other people are doing. And we gotta constantly say that. So that's what disability insurance is, right?
Somebody just said in the comments they didn't pay me for my second time with COVID, right? And so we, like you said, COVID, it was unexpected for all of us. Nobody could have predicted
Yeah,
that we
nobody could
would have
predict
been
that.
living 2 years plus in a pandemic, right? And nobody, and I just talked to somebody yesterday that has COVID, so it's not over, So
Right.
we couldn't have predicted this, and a lot of people lost their ability to earn income during this pandemic for one reason or the other.
And I'm about me being in the insurance industry. Most people in the insurance world, they don't like when we say this, right? Because they think we're out here capping, or they think we're out here fishing for a deal, or we're putting FUD in the air. And FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But I'm about to tell you guys this. You know how I do, Daniel. I tell the unbridled truth, the unpopular truth. Insurance companies are finding ways not to pay out if you catch COVID. They're
Mm-hmm.
finding ways not to pay out if you catch COVID, especially disability insurance. And if you
Mm-hmm.
notice, most of corporate America now, they're taking away benefits. They're taking away benefits, and when you look at the statistics, they saying 1 out of 4 people is going to be disabled, at some point in their career. And this, like I said, is designed to protect your income by replacing a portion of your income. So could you live on a portion of your income? Just think about it. Like if you were too sick or too injured to go to work, how would your full expenses get paid? Because let's be honest with you, most people live paycheck to paycheck, and majority of people have more month than money, and yet they still go unprotected. These are things that that's the cap we got to stop doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
stop that cap of being unprepared. Because if you depend on your income, if your significant other depend on your income, if your children depend on your income, it's important to protect it. And so what disability insurance does, it closes the gap between the coverage that you may have through your employer, you know what I'm saying, and what you need to maintain to give you that peace of mind if you were to get sick or injured.
I love it. And I tell you again, if you are listening right now, you're in Black People Making Moves. We're live across several platforms, but if you're listening right now, Black People Making Moves, you have seen so many requests over the last few months. People can't pay their light bills. Such and such happened, a fire happened or whatever happened. And they now are unable to work for whatever reason. So these things, if you would have asked these people a few months ago, would they be in a position where they couldn't pay their light bill? They probably did not expect that. And so
Exactly.
it's real life that we live in right now. And on the other side of things, everything costs a lot of money right now. Like everything is expensive. Groceries,
Gas is
gas,
expensive.
travel,
Bacon is expensive.
bacon is extremely
Hell,
expensive.
the club I go to went up on their chicken wings.
Wings are high. Everything is super expensive right now. So,
Yeah.
in the past, maybe you could have gotten by on a portion of your income, but right now, things are through the roof. So there's so many people struggling that are working full time and getting their full salary and still
Mm-hmm.
struggling. So I think it's just important for us to talk about. And like you said, nobody's trying to create the sense of fear, but if we have not seen anything in the last 2 years, we know stuff happens.
I
Ish
mean, just
happens.
just
And
think about this. I think it was either Ford or Sears, right? Damn, I wish I had this article I could have brought up. It's not about fear. It's not about bringing up fear. It's about that in a capitalistic society, businesses are all for businesses, and you need to be all for yourself. So I think it was Sears, because Sears has went out of business. I think a few weeks ago they had the employees that were retired. They have stopped all benefits. They're no longer giving out pensions. They're no longer giving out paying for any benefits. Let's imagine working for a company 30, 40 years, and you've been depending on your pension, depending on these benefits for the last 7 years, and they just snatched it all away. That's why you have to be prepared. And what people don't understand is that most people think they don't need disability insurance, they're covered through their work. The reason why you need it outside of working on your own, because in most cases, that disability insurance is only going to cover 50 or 60% of your income. Many of us cannot live on 50% of our income, and it's only for a short amount of time, a certain amount of time. You have short-term disability, you have long-term disability. And what people don't know, you got to pay taxes on that. You got to pay taxes on any of the payments you get from that coverage.
mm,
Right? And
Good.
so many of us, we know people who have suffered from a disability. We know people who has lost income due to COVID. You know what I'm saying? We've seen people struggle due to cancer. You know, that's why I be a huge proponent of having the right type of term insurance with living benefits because it's
Yeah.
designed to protect your health, right? But
And that's
disability
the thing, a lot
insurance,
of people automatically think about life insurance only, right?
mm-hmm,
And they like, if I die, you know, then, but if you live, what's going to happen? You know, like what happens if you, like you said, if you are in a near fatal car accident, you live, but you still are injured and unable to work. And so we have to be thinking about that as well.
for sure. And like I said, let's get it. Let's just be honest. No one think an accident is going to happen to them. Nobody believes that, regardless of all of the situations and the stories that we hear. We have this unmitigated arrogance. It
Yeah.
ain't happening to me.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. And I understand, we might call in sick every now and again. Many of us may, rarely miss work. So just because of that, from that extended amount of time, it's easy to think that we'll miss time from work. But like I always say, a lot of and it's getting younger.
Yeah.
Younger folks, they unfortunately they tend to be more reckless. But I'm going to also say something that's going to shock a lot of people, right? Most people don't know this. Most of your what's being considered a disability now is the state of your mental health.
Oh.
A lot of people are suffering from substance abuse.
Ah.
That's the rising cost of disability right now.
Okay.
That has shot past, it's shooting past accidents and it's shooting past illness. It's mental health. Unstable mental health is really a crisis in this nation right now.
And we
And
know substance abuse is a big issue as well.
substance abuse, so that's a part of disability. That's a disability now.
Mm.
So you got to look at that, and people are missing work. We live in a cancer culture. Most people don't have the tough skin that once used to have, so people are missing work. They're taking mental health breaks. Well, insurance companies are paying attention to that. Don't think they're
Mm.
not paying attention to that, and don't think they're not cultivating a plan not to pay out.
Sorry, I'm over here
So
on my nose.
you're
Over here, boy,
fine.
these allergies, I'm telling you, they're trying to take me out. But yeah, that is very interesting, is the mental health aspect, especially because, I mean, these jobs are half time the reason why your mental health is not quite right, but they definitely are not trying to pay for you to be out the office because you stressed out or you feel depressed.
And another part what people don't want to talk about, social media is playing a huge role in mental duress. A huge role in mental duress because most people are posting the highlights. You know what I'm saying? Of them living a great life, and you think that how you working or the validation you're not getting, the confirmation that you're not receiving, the value that people are not showing you appreciation of the hard work you do. People are vicariously living through people and comparing themselves to other people. That's a fact. Hell, I almost got caught up in that, and then just for being an entrepreneur, until I have to constantly remind myself it is me versus my yesterday. How do I become a better version of myself today than I was yesterday? And that is what has been propelling me getting to the next level and not paying attention to what others are doing. But unfortunately, many are still doing it, and that's causing narcissism and sociopaths and all these other mental illnesses that is a part of the rising cases of disability.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because even as I talk to Jeff Flowers, our auto and home insurance expert, the insurance in those industries are going up as well. So we're seeing a lot of fallout, and a lot of it is due to the pandemic. Like So the effects of this pandemic are truly endless, and we don't know when we're gonna stop seeing the impact on our individual lives and on the overall economy. So it's just I'm learning so much here today, Cory. What else can you tell us? Anything else we need to know about disability insurance before we wrap
Well,
up?
let me tell you the difference between short-term and long-term disability, right?
Perfect.
Short-term disability comes into effect when you are like temporarily unable to work, or like if you suffer a bad back injury that kept you out of the office for a few weeks. This is typically offered through your employer, or if you get, some ancillary products from Aflac, you can get that as well, right? And some companies will use the short-term disability to help cover your income for maternity leave. Most people don't know that maternity leave is considered a short-term disability. So a short-term disability, can pay out anywhere from a few weeks to a year, depending on your policy. But your company might require you to use all of your sick days first before they decide to pay you short-term disability. That's why you want to make sure you have short-term disability, outside of your job, just in case your job make you use up your sick days, right? So you may need to wait about a week or two before you're out of work before the coverage kicks in, and that's called your elimination period. Now, long-term disability, that's going to provide coverage when you out for work for longest period of time. And that's typically due to an illness or injury, like getting diagnosed with a chronic disease or being in a car accident that may take months or years to recover from. So depending on, your policy, you could get benefits for a few years or even until retirement. So those elimination periods for long-term disability coverages typically are longer than short-term coverage, which short-term is 90 to 120 days
Yeah.
before the long-term coverage kicked in.
Okay.
So long-term disability as well, it will pick up after your short-term disability coverage has ended. So I always tell people, get insurance outside of work. Don't just have life insurance at work. Get it outside of work. Don't have accidental insurance at work. Get it outside of work.
Yeah, and
So,
or in addition to, at least, if
in
you're gonna get
addition
the
to,
coverage,
absolutely.
yeah. And tell us a little bit for just real quick for the folks that are self-employed. If you can tell us just a little bit about key person insurance, because that's something that I've newly heard of, and
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
us are solopreneurs, or we own larger companies, and if something happened to us, it's gonna be a bad for the
So
company.
we're gonna knock on wood because we don't want this to happen, right? But say, for
No.
instance, you and your fiance Emmanuel go into business together,
Uh-huh.
right? And let's say, for instance, Emmanuel depends on your income.
Uh-huh.
He depends on your income. Not your income. I'm sorry. He depends on you to
To get,
drive income to the business,
yeah,
right? And something happens to you unexpectedly we're knocking on wood around here because we don't want that to
all of
happen.
the
We're
wood.
knocking on wood, right? And something happened to you, and he has key person insurance. Well, with that key person insurance, what you could use that particular insurance policy for is to replace the income that you were bringing in, right? So, say for instance, you was bringing in. We're going to speak because you're bringing in $1 million a year, right? That's what you're bringing in. You're bringing in $1 million a year, and he took an insurance policy, $1 million insurance policy out on you, right? Or $10 million insurance policy out on you. I mean, he has 10 years to use that to replace your income, but most importantly, use that monies to hire someone else
Oh,
in your position, right? To ensure the business could still stay
continue.
afloat, or use the money that you bring in to, if you don't hire no one, to pay the expenses that you unfortunately left behind. He could use that money to continue to pay. That's what key person insurance is. So many entrepreneurs are going in business with their significant other. They need to have key person insurance. You can have multiple insurance policies on you. You don't
Yeah.
just need to have one insurance policy. You can have multiple insurance policies. And so key person insurance is still a fancy name for life insurance, but you're specifying it for
that person that
Now,
helps
I'm
run.
always going to throw this. What if you become sick? What if you become ill and you don't have disability insurance? And this particular key person insurance comes with what? My favorite word,
Living
living benefit.
benefits.
So instead of going into your savings account, instead of going into your house pulling equity, instead of going into your self-directed IRAs or any place to pull income in to replace the money that you lost, take it from these damn insurance companies that
I
you
love
be
it.
paying pennies on a dollar
Hanging
for,
out.
but getting
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands back to you. If you look in the, I cringe every time I go in the group and I watch people ask for GoFundMe's. I watch people say, "Hey, I've been diagnosed with XYZ and I need help," and I be sitting to myself like, "Am I not doing enough in the group? Am I not speaking about the importance
Well, a lot
in
of
the
times
group?"
people are not listening, Corey. We
And
know it's
like
not the sexy topic that people want to hear, and that, but we gonna
being
keep
sick
on
ain't
pushing.
sexy. Being caught off guard ain't sexy.
Nope,
Having cancer and you broke definitely ain't sexy. You know
nope.
what I'm saying? Spending $60, $70, a week at sensations with your boy, but you don't got proper insurance, that ain't sexy. You know what I'm saying? Going into business, you know what I'm saying, and you're not protected, that ain't sexy.
Yeah,
We need people to speak this truth. That's why I speak this truth, you guys. I always tell folks it's not about liking me. I am not in the market of you buy from people that you like. Most of those guys are scammers and they lie to you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all fall for the cap. Listen to the message and listen to someone that's telling you to say, protect yourself, get disability. Like I said, your number one ability, your number one asset is your ability to earn income,
yep,
being healthy. That's your number one asset, the ability to earn income.
yep.
And
I
nine
love it.
times out of 10, you're the breadwinner in your family.
Yep. Not even just your immediate family.
That is your immediate family. Yeah, I take care of family in Chicago.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
Like
I'm saying?
I love it. Somebody in the comments said in banking, we may require you to get key insurance to get it if we consider you as a key person to the operation of the business. You don't have to be an owner. Maybe you run the operations as a CEO.
Absolutely.
We
She's
may
right. As a
require
former
key
banker,
name
I
insurance.
wholeheartedly agree with that. That's when I first heard about key person insurance when I was a
Yeah,
licensed banker. I said, oh, it's a whole nother,
it's so much out
whole nother
here.
level of information when you're on that side of banking versus just being, a personal banker. So that
Yeah,
person was 1,000% correct. Yes.
absolutely. I love it. I mean, like I said, I've learned some things today myself. And just before we got on here, I had lunch earlier today with CJ Colas of Team Colas. They have an organization that supports women who get uterine cancer.
Mm.
And CJ is not old. She's young, very young and had uterine cancer 5 years ago. And so, like you said, these things happen. Like
Happens to good people.
to great people, and it's not far fetched for you to be on here saying you could get cancer and not be able to work or support your family. Like that, me and her had a whole long conversation today about how short life is and that these unexpected things happen. And so
Man,
we have to be realistic about
I'm
the
about to
fact that it
say
could happen.
something. I'm about to say something. This may be a little bit controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. All black women in today's time need disability insurance outside of work, and they need term insurance with living benefits outside of work. Unfortunately, your gender is number one in both categories. When it comes to heart disease, when it comes to heart attack, when it comes to cancer versus your counterparts, especially ages 38 to 44. You can look these numbers up. And the main reason why is black women are doing more today than they've ever done at any point in their life with less.
Right. We know how to make something happen with a little bit of nothing, but we stressed out while doing it. Right.
Stressed out while doing it, and y'all killing the game as being entrepreneurs. Like y'all played it so heavy. You know what I'm saying? That pressure mounting, you're doing it on your own. And when you look up, folks is having breast cancer and they finding your breast cancer in stage 3, which I don't think is a
Because we was too
coincidence.
busy to go to the doctor a lot of times,
Yeah, no, y'all go to the doctor damn near at the same rate as your counterparts. But it's mighty funny that they're catching y'all in late stage 2, stage 3,
Well,
but
that
y'all
was
doing at the
something that
same.
PJ and I talked about today was
Mm-hmm.
the fact that uterine cancer is more prevalent in white women, but more black women die from it. And it's
So,
because of that early detection.
listen, I don't think that's by mistake. I'm just gonna say that. I always say the Tuskegee experiment just transferred. Stop with the men and it transferred over to the women. Y'all can go look that up. So I'm telling you ladies, y'all really need to get it as well. And at the end of the day, y'all don't know what the hell is in this vaccine. People getting it, y'all don't know what's in it. You don't know how it's going to affect you at 55, 52, 56, 61. You know what I'm saying? When you look at black women and their saving habits, they say the median black woman has less than $700 saved up. Like, you follow what I'm saying? And many black women are becoming homeowners in their mid 40s. So they're behind the gap. All that comes to play to as far as building wealth and protection. So if you could get you an insurance policy that you pay $50, $60 a month, that could get you hundreds of thousands of dollars, that could protect your health, protect your income, that'd be one of the best decisions you can make it. Danielle, I'd be willing to do my next live for black women and come up and talk about the statistics.
Yeah, I
You
love
know what I'm
it.
saying?
Let's
That
do
they
it.
need to see so they could be covered. Especially when you don't got no man at home covering them and protecting them, providing for them. But that's a whole nother topic. That's a happy hour conversation right
Whole nother topic. Some people got people at home who still ain't covering them,
Still
but
ain't
that's
doing
a
that.
whole nother topic. This was really good, Cory. A lot of great information. Next month I would love for us to talk about, black women and the importance of us being covered specifically. Cory is here to do policy reviews for us, and I apologize. My allergies are off the chain. But Cory is here to do policy reviews. If you feel like you have a policy, but you're not sure if you're covered, you want to take a look at what you have at work to see if it truly is going to cover you if something happens. If you feel like I need a life insurance policy, whatever it is, Cory is here to help you. Cory, tell them how to find you.
Well, you can find me in the group, Black People Make a Move Next. Nashville is one of the group experts. Just search for Cory Beal. You can call me at 615-818-5345. You can I could put you can put the calendar link in there for me. They can schedule an
It is
appointment
in the
with
caption.
me.
Yep, it's
Um,
right there in the caption already. So hit the
yeah, they can
following link,
schedule an
and that'll take
appointment. They can
you
follow me
directly to
on
Jennifer's
LinkedIn.
class.
And pretty soon they'll be going to www.onyxcapitalfs.com, baby.
Yes, we're working on it. It'll be up by next week. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
All right.
All
Hey, you
right.
heard it on record. She said it'd be up next week.
Website is done. We
onyxcapitalfs.com.
just got to connect the domain and we're ready
Yeah,
to
we're gonna
go.
connect that domain for sure. So that's it. That's how you can reach me. Once again, 615-818-5345. Text me. I heard you in the Facebook group about disability insurance. Go to my calendar link. Schedule your time. Just because it said 15 minutes, if I need to go a little bit longer, it's longer. I know people don't respect free consultation, but the consultation is free. You don't have to pay.
You know
Sit
what?
down with me.
We
Let's go review
appreciate
your
it.
insurance. Let's do an insurance policy review. I've been in the industry for a decade, y'all. Most insurance agents are not in the industry for this long. Trust me. I've been in it for a while. So when I'm saying it, say I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere. So
I love it.
look
And we
forward.
actually had someone who was tuned in on YouTube that says she's a newly licensed life insurance agent. Do you offer consultations to new agents who are changing careers?
Absolutely, I do insurance coaching, insurance agent coaching. I
Love
sure
it.
do.
Love it. Fantastic. You
So
got the
please reach out
information.
to me.
Fine, Cory. Thank you so much, Cory. It was wonderful having you as always, and we will see you next month.
Peace. I appreciate the opportunity to share within your platform.